Alvin, that guy right there is Garland. And we are back for another Monday night discussion of Queen Sugar and Raising Canis. And I promise you, we will not talk about the Ravens during this. Well, we won't spend more than 30 seconds talking about the Ravens during this broadcast because we are here for for the joy of Raising Canaan and the joy of Queen Sugar. How things going, Garland? What you think about that?
You trying to bait me into talking about the Ravens, but I'm not going. I'm not going to take the bait.
That's
I'm
because
fine. I'm fine.
in the pre-production, we've already talked about the Ravens, so we got it
Right.
off our chest a little bit. So
I have
we'll
nothing to
need to
say.
discuss it. Yes, we'll need to discuss it
It's
anymore.
it's been a productive day.
It's been a wild day, man. A wild day, man. But hey, we got these shows to talk about. I know that Queen Sugar is coming on tomorrow night, but as we do, we discuss the previous week, the week of, to get you ready for the next episode and Raising Canaan that came on Sunday night. Or if you like most of us, you kind of watch it. Star shows it a little earlier. If you fire stick it early, you can
Right.
watch it well before 9 o'clock. I don't know who waits to watch till 9 o'clock if you don't have to. So now, if you watching HBO makes you watch they shit at 9 o'clock. HBO don't fuck
Don't
around
play.
with that early release shit.
They don't put
So
that out. No. Don't
not at
put that
all.
crack out early. They put out no testers. You gotta wait.
You gotta wait. They do not
Gotta
mess
wait.
around with that.
Wait with the test.
Anyway, man, let's get started. Let's jump right into it.
All right, man. What we doing? Queen Sugar first or Raising Canaan?
That works with me. Whichever one.
Raising Canaan. Let's go ahead do Raising Canaan first. Now we find out who was shot last week. It was Suzanne. It's Suzanne. That's her name. Suzanne, right?
I mean, she was on like three and a half episodes. I don't even know her name.
The group,
the
the
counselor
therapist,
chick. Yeah, the
counselor
therapist chick.
the therapist chick. She got shot, and so Marvin survived the ambush and all. And of course, now the Thomas family was on high alert, and so Lou, he returns back to first season. Lulu. He creeping up with the little gun, taking people out after they bowl some 10 pins out of security. Man came out of Coat Lanes and got snuffed right there. And so,
Mustang Alley.
Yeah. Nah, they had Coat Lanes. They ain't no daggone Mustang Alley. They had the old Coat Lanes and whatnot. Better yet, I would say he was down at Shake and Bake bowling, but I doubt if he was at Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake got duck pins.
You didn't know that?
I only bowled the Shake and Bake once, and I was so young, I don't remember what it was.
Shake and Bake got ducks and tens, man.
I didn't know that. I probably bowled them when I went down there. I used to go to Shake and Bake on a regular when I was really young, but
really,
yeah.
Yeah.
Before it turned into Shake and Skate and then back to Shake and Bake. When Lenny Moore actually owned the motherfucker, that's when I was down.
Lenny Moore, I thought it was Glenn Dowdy owned it.
I thought it was Lenny Moore. Whoever it was.
See, look at you.
It was one of them Colt dudes. That's all I know. It was one of them Colt dudes.
It was Glenn Dowdy. Glenn Dowdy, his nickname was Shake and Bake. Okay. See, real? You weren't with the old Colts. Yeah. His nickname, he was a wide receiver for the Baltimore. I'm sorry, we got to pause real quick. He was a wide receiver for the Baltimore Colts, number 35. He went to the University of Michigan. His nickname was Shake and Bake. And so that's why he named the center after himself.
See, I didn't pick up the old Colts until they had Burt Jones, Curtis Dickey.
Okay. So yeah. Shake and Bake was gone by then. Colts. Yeah, he was gone by then. Okay. Now I ain't talking about off of Johnny United's old Colts. I mean, because Burt Jones was
not that old. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get back.
Curtis Dickey, Mike Pagel, Art Sleester,
Randy McMillan.
Art Sleester had a load of problems in his life since the Colts.
He was the original FanDuel.
They did a daggone 30 for 30 about Art Sleester. One of them little ESPN.
He was addicted to gambling. Yeah, he was the original DraftKings. So your boy Lulu, he's back on the job, and the Thomas family is trying to organize to look out for these mafia dudes. And so Sal, he's on the warpath, and he goes out and gets your boy Unique, and he's like, yo, look, you Mooly, I need you to tell me where I can get these people. I need to know where I can hit them. And Unique is like, look, man, you know that's between you and Rock. If I do that, I'm a snitch. And so even in the code of the street, even getting cut out the business, Unique still got a code. What you thought about your boy Unique?
Yeah, man, I was shocked to see Unique. There's honor amongst thieves. Now, I think Unique had a couple different reasons to be loyal to Rock. Number one, he is working for Rock now, essentially.
Right,
And he doesn't. If he might be even being selfish. If he wants somebody to knock Rock off, he don't want it to be anybody but himself.
right,
And it may even be that black thing going, you're not going to listen to this white Italian boy to knock off another sister and
right,
brother. You know what I mean? You want to do that yourself. And they from the same hood. You're not going to let some dude from Jersey come up and knock the people off in your hood. So yeah, I mean, Unique has many reasons to have a sense of loyalty, but it was shocking. And I've already liked Unique, so it didn't make me like him even more. It just made me say, yo, Unique is solid, yo, 10
yeah.
toes down.
10 toes down, Unique. He stood up for them. He was like, that was on your son. Marvin. He's no, I don't love him, but he didn't twist his arm to do this. Your son did
Exactly.
that. That's your son mistake. And I'm sorry, I
You gotta
can't I
charge
can't
it to
help
the
you.
game.
Charge it to the
And
game.
that's another thing. Unique was friends with his son. Unique ain't friends with him.
Right,
Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing this to get back at Rock, and your son was helping me out. Now that he gone, I don't have no loyalty to you, and I'm already next to Rock now. So what I need you for? And
right,
but they may have to ban forces like who banned forces
right.
in the movies to go against another evil doer. They may have to ban some forces,
Voltron.
man.
They like the the Decepticons and the Transformers. I don't
Like
know.
like some enemies getting together and banning forces to fight,
Right.
fight the evil. So they may have to do something like that.
That's
So
crazy
we'll
because I was
see.
thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, this is probably where we heading. Like, he's gonna come out the alley, like, bop, 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 bop. Like, yeah, we gotta stick together as queens or something, some craziness. And so,
And
you
then
know,
turn the gun on each other.
right, exactly. Now your boy Famous. Now Famous went from having a nice little street hit record to now Famous then fell all the way off. Famous can't
Yeah.
even get in the studio. We don't even hear Famous rap no more. That was Famous whole thing. Famous supposed to be. I'm like, yo, he can't even get in the studio. He not even outside freestyling. Famous got it bad, and it's so bad now that he about to get put out the apartment because, of course, our boy Puerto Rican Camacho, he turned up in the river, and so nobody's paying the rent for him, and he's not able to live there for free. He went to ask Lou for some help, and Lou was kind of like, and then Cartier cut that off like, young man, I'm about to make you a fisher. You're about to go out there fishing. And so as a result, our boy Famous, Puerto Rican Famous, goes out there and decides he's gonna be a stick-up boy. He gets the gun from Kanan. He goes to get the dude because he always got the dude that robbed Kanan, and Kanan beat the snot out of him. He winds up killing dude, shoot him. But poor Famous, he about to somebody open up the door. They see him that he did it, and poor well, he really gonna have a song to write now.
I was about to say Streets got a body. That's what he's gonna write.
Right,
Stick
Famous got
now.
a body.
Yeah, he got a body. I thought Famous was about to get bodied. I thought that's
Hey,
what was about to
he
happen.
showed
But
him the
yeah,
nine, like, yeah, what you gonna do? And pop, bop, bop, bop.
yeah,
Like,
man.
whoa,
Famous
Famous?
Famous actually went out like a crackhead though. Like Famous fell off like a dope fiend
Yeah,
straight
Famous is
up.
he's falling
Like,
hard. All over some coochie because he couldn't keep the coochie out the house. His mom put him out. He had to go live off of somebody else. And then he can't make no records. So Lou put him out the studio because he lunching. And now he out here shooting people.
yeah, man, and didn't even get nothing from it. You could at least went in there and got a couple
Right.
slices of them pizzas. Yo, dude
Right.
had like 3 extra large pizzas and shit. He could have at least ran in there and got him a slice of pizza or something. You
Right.
just gonna shoot him and run?
He
Like,
got three
yo,
pizza bowlies.
you went to rob them. You know what I mean? That's how they do. I guess your first time, you don't know, you get a little scared and run. Because if he was a veteran to it, he'd have been digging in the pockets and been like, I told you not
Right.
fucking, you should just gave it up and then smack the
Give me them
dead body.
keys.
You know how they do it. You
Right,
should have
right.
just gave it up And look at you now, looking like a dumbass. You know, I'm all shot up and shit. I ain't want to have to do that.
Man, you done made famous more crazy than he already is. But yeah, poor famous. So famous, we're gonna see what happens to him. You know, famous got a body, and that body gonna come back to bite him.
It
Now,
really
speaking
is.
about bodies coming back to bite him, your boy Kanan, he finally acknowledges this, that Darth Vader is his daddy. And so he finally tells Howard, look, I know you my pops. And I'm mad at my mom's right now. You my pops to stop. I didn't even know you was a Muslim. I mean, you didn't have no bean pies when I went to the crib. You didn't hit me with the peace or peace to the gods and whatnot. I didn't know you was even a Muslim. And so, I'm glad you my pops. So what you think? He got a daddy now. He know who his daddy is.
Hey man, uh, man. I know you, my father, but what am I supposed to do?
Like, is this an after school special? Like, I know you, my dad.
Yeah, man. I
And Howard,
mean,
he gets all filled up like, this is all I wanted.
yo, and
I
then how?
raped your mother when she was a teenager, and this is all I wanted.
Yo, now he a father. He getting back
Mm-hmm.
in the Muslim faith. He don't want
Right.
to cuss no more. He was like,
Yo,
"Oh damn, my
Alhamdulillah.
bad. I shouldn't have cut." He was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. You know, Allah
Right.
might be watching me." Like, yo, Howard.
Like Howard, you were just doing it to hookers 2 episodes ago. You had your call girl was coming over, ride you every
And
day. And now you are, and you got Scrap killed. Now you all talking about Alhamdulillah. Come on, damn.
if I if I was Kanan, I'd be like, "Yo, can I get some child support? Like,
Right.
you ain't never been there for me. Can you be there for me now?"
I know. And why is Kanan walking around? His mom is a drug kingpin. You just don't have a stash of money, Kanan, that you could just peel
His
50s off of.
his mom just bought a house in the suburbs. You know
Right.
she got money. You don't need to steal from her, nothing. And Kenny, you in high school. Why are you letting the weight of the world tear you down, sir? Have fun. Go sleep with another one of your girlfriend's moms and then sleep with the girlfriend. He could have
Right.
went right back to his little girlfriend and been like, "Man, I know I fucked your mom's, but ain't mean nothing."
Right. Don't let your eyes deceive you. What you saw us in the bed, I wasn't really doing what you thought I was doing.
We ain't do nothing. I promise you.
Yeah, Kanan, man, that accent is real thick this second season. But yeah, he got his dad, and he's trying to, follow the path, and Daddy is showing him the way to go. But Daddy about to get exposed by Burke because Burke is hard on him. Burke, after having her tuna that night with her girlfriend, Burke went out trying to solve this case. And so she went and got crackhead Rob and excuse me, crackhead Sam. She went and got crackhead Sam, and he get arrested. He starts singing. I know who shot the cop. I know who shot. He like, I know who shot the cop. He telling anybody who would listen, look, I know. And then Bert comes up like, look, let me wipe my mouth. I know it might smell a little bit like tuna, but I want to know who what was it Kanan? I don't know who it was, but I could tell you who it was. You get me out. Then it gets out, and of course, they send Marvin to kill him, and Marvin again. As much as I was glad to see that Marvin had survived. Marvin's still doing dumb stuff. I mean, I understand, Marvin. You didn't had an epiphany. You lost your counselor, and you're trying to do better. You realize you've done a lot of dirt. But Marvin, you're a drug dealer. I mean, what? What do you? That's what drug dealers do.
You you can't let the man walk And you gave him money to let
And
him
you gave
walk.
him money, and then he like went around the corner like, "Hey yo, pull over!" Like he was on the 15, and he was pulling, the old lines they used to have to ring the bell on the bus. Are you?
Hey yo,
You remember that?
next stop.
Next stop, yo! Ding, 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 ding. Oh my god, the bus driver used to hate us. They used to have these cords on the bus, y'all, and you pull it, and people be pulling that, they be laying on it. They turned them off, and then they went to the little strip, and you
The
couldn't
little
hear.
yellow strip.
Yeah, the little yellow strip, and you be pressing that mug, you can't hear it, and oh
Man,
god.
I never even rang the bell. I just used to stand up, be like, next stop.
No,
Next.
you did.
Yeah, I did because they ain't always work. Next stop. Or if I was standing up, I had to reach over somebody, or
Right.
I would just yell next stop, and then
Oh yeah,
don't
that was
miss
the
my
worst one.
stop. You miss my stop and be like, yo, you ain't hear me. I said the next stop. Now I gotta walk all the way up the damn street.
Back door. That was my favorite one. Back door.
It's
That's
open.
basically what.
It's
Yeah.
open. Just hit the ball.
Just hit
I'm
the
hitting the
bar.
motherfucker. It ain't opening.
That little green light would come over top, on over top, and when you see the green light, you're supposed to go ahead and push on through.
That
But
joke will
yeah.
open like a spaceship. Shh. Shh.
Yeah, so that's what Crackhead Sam was. Back door. And so Crackhead Sam, he get off. He got his straw in his mouth, walking down Queens Ave. And so Burke, she still can do it. Hopefully her and her girlfriend, after they finish exchanging love, she's gonna go out here. And I think what is happening, because Howard is setting her up with this fake story about her and Juke's girlfriend and all
Mhm.
these things. And so, it looks like the captain is kind of trying to like, okay, we about to take her out.
Even Burke's girlfriend is telling her, yo, let that go, yo. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
the fuck? Like, why are you and why is she so hard pressed about it? Like, if I could get it, if Kanan shot Howard and Howard was looking for him or he was dead,
Right.
you see, Howard don't care. So
Right.
why? What are you doing, Burke? Chill, B.
Yeah.
It ain't your beef.
It ain't your beef. It ain't your beef. But we know somebody that kind of got beef and it didn't end too well for him. Your boy Cartier. Now I say I like Hollywood. I don't like Cartier. I like Hollywood. And Cartier tried to push up on Rock like, hey baby, come out like he's ready for a tongue fight. She like, whoa, clown, you going a little bit too far. I only go for light skinned broke guys like Symphony. I don't mess with no old big fat black guys like you, Cartier. That's basically what she was saying. Like, whoa, big boy, slow down. I only mess with light skins. You're a little bit too light for the 80s. This is Al B. Shore time. And so, Cartier, this ain't the 90s. Wesley Snipes ain't come out yet. He ain't made that movie yet. And so, Cartier tried to push up like he about to go places, and Rock was like, and Rock got a plan that she always got a plan. And so Cartier, of course, he tries to pull up on her, offers her an opportunity for him to buy into her business with a 50% stake and all these things. And, he walking around smoking cigars, eating fine food, telling Lou what buttons to push. Of course, Lou ain't like that because Lou, as soon as he did that, Lou was like, all right, yo, I got to shoot him. You could just tell in Lou's
Yeah, he
mind,
gotta
like,
die. Yeah.
yo, I'm
He
in
gotta
here
die.
making these. He gotta die making these beats all day. He gonna come in here talk about we need a little bit more of this. What? He gotta die. He gotta die. And so, sure enough, Cartier get in the elevator, head on upstairs, and who waiting for him when he get off at this floor? Rock and Lou. So Cartier gone. What you think about the demise of Cartier? He was a good character.
And fuck Cartier. What Rock say to him? So you did all this because you want to fuck me? Nah, I don't pay for that. I don't pay for that. But nah, he needed to get shot, man. Cartier thought he was the shit. Like he thought he was just too good to
Cardi,
be true,
Cardi
man.
said he did say he don't pay for booty.
Yeah,
I don't pay for that. I'm
yeah.
Cartier.
Like he
Sure.
knew everything. He wanted to buy in the rock business, not knowing that Rock done already put her bid in on his business.
Rockton got the
So
DC Connect. She done already done moved on. She got the Maryland Connect. She done took out Cartier. She forget Jersey. She don't even need Jersey no more.
she got everything she did. I don't even remember. She said she ain't really want Jersey, but she
Right,
can't leave it now. She gotta go there just to make a statement. She just gotta kill the dude. Because what Lou said, we can't kill them all. It was like, we don't need to kill them all. We just need to spread some blood. And how that's going to look. She was basically like, they bitches working for dudes up here in New York.
right,
So,
right.
but yeah, man, Cartier had to go. I ain't really like him anyway. Plus, he
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
stay with Vi. That's where he belongs.
Right, exactly. You getting a little bit too out of hand. You need to be helping Joaquin and Dante. That's what you need to do. You
Is
up in
that their
here doing,
name?
yeah, Joaquin and
Because you
Dante.
called him Taco and Paco last
I
week.
did not call them boys Taco and Paco. Jose and Julio. He got to go help them out. And so another solid episode of Raising Kanan. We only got a couple more episodes left. We're coming
I
towards
think
the
that was
end.
I think that was 9. So next week should be the
Yeah,
last episode. But they didn't show a preview for next week, which makes
right.
me think I don't know if they're going to show it next week. Because you know how sometimes they'll just with no episode next week, we'll be back in 17 weeks or something like that.
Right.
So
Why they gonna do
we'll see
that?
when it comes back. Yeah, we'll see.
Playing
So I don't
game.
know if they show them one next week, but we'll see when it comes
We'll
up.
see. We'll see. Now on to Queen Sugar. In the final season, Queen Sugar pulling out all the stops. And so your boy is out here, Prosper. Your man Prosper. We're gonna start with Prosper. Your boy Prosper and Shirley Caesar. They're gonna have bachelor and bachelorette parties. And Shirley Caesar got the nerve to tell Prosper that he can't have no scrippers at the mail spot. I forget what's the name of
The
Hollywood
real
spot?
spot.
The
The
real
real
spot.
spot.
At the real spot. He ain't gonna tell Prosper that he can't have no scrippers at the real spot. Get out of here, Shirley Caesar. Go over here with your beans, greens, tomatoes, lambs, and chickens with your girls. Up in here talking about you remember. Oh, it's good when it's old. Whoa, Shirley Caesar.
This is not Shirley Caesar.
That's Shirley Caesar. I don't care what you say, Calvin. Every time I see her, I see Shirley Caesar. That's all I see. I just see Shirley Caesar. So Shirley Caesar, her party's so boring. She gonna go ahead and crash Prosper party. Get out of here, Prosper! Trying to have a little scrap. Trying to have little birds come through, and here come Shirley Caesar and the rest of them. Get out of here. Nova, she got so many bodies. Nova don't know if she want a dude or a girl. Nova, she's so stuck right now because old boy ain't here. Nova gonna find something because
Yeah, James. With James Ingram over in Africa right
right.
now.
He James England over in Africa. He won't come back. He must
He's
be on another show.
he's singing the song for the Lion King. Ain't that James Ingram on the Lion King soundtrack? Is that him? Or
No,
is
it's
that
Peebo
that's another
Bryson.
movie? Yeah, that's Peebo. James Ingram is on the what is James Ingram on? He on one of them cartoon soundtracks. It ain't the Lion King. That's right. Peebo is I can
Ratatouille.
show you the world. That's
Yeah,
Peebo. That's
that's
Peebo.
Peebo. What
That's
James
Peebo.
Ingram was on Ratatouille or something? I don't
Nah,
know.
I think he was on American Tail with Fievel. I think he was. I think he was, yo, I'm gonna look it up. I'm telling you, James Ingram is on.
He was
He's
the
singing a
opera
duet.
singer in the old Bugs Bunny cartoon.
James Ingram is on a duet. I think it's James Ingram and Linda Ronstadt. I think it's Linda
Really?
Ronstadt and James
Nah,
Ingram singing one of them
if it's
cartoon
one thing that
soundtracks.
Calvin knows is his white singers. And so if he said Linda Ronstadt is on that,
I think it
she
is,
was on
man.
that.
I'm gonna
Okay.
have to check.
If
It may
there's
not be the
one
Lion
thing.
King, but it's something. Hey. So real quick, so talk about strippers. So my homeboy had he had
This
a
ain't gonna be
bachelor
good.
party, and I was the best man, and I ain't know what the
Uh-huh.
best man was supposed to do. And at the last minute, he was like, "Yo, you ain't get no strippers. You know you the best man. The party is next weekend or this weekend." It was like Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh, word! I was supposed to get strippers and shit." So I called this dude I knew. He was like, "Yeah, I know this girl that strips." So I called her and she was like, she said, "I got two friends that could come." And I was like, "Cool." And I should have known because she was like, "You can pay." I think I paid at the time, I paid like $300 for both of them, for all
150
three
a
of them.
piece. Oh,
a
okay. So
hundred
this yeah,
dollars a piece. So I should have known
$100 a
that it
piece.
was something up.
Okay.
So why was one of the strippers her mother?
Calvin,
But
stop,
wait,
yo.
yo, wait, yo, it wasn't like just how some mothers
Stop,
just
yo.
look good. So we in like our 20s, like our late 20s. Yo, my mother was like our age now, like in her
Stop,
50s, yo. And
yo.
she wasn't no
She wasn't. She didn't look like no young whippersnapper.
no, yo, she looked like her mother, yo. She looked like she looked
Can
like
she?
I
Can she move?
Nah,
Can she?
not really. Nah, not really. So it was, yo, like we should have been saying something like, "Go, Miss Claudine, go, Miss Claudine." Like she was,
Like your mother
I
about to
just,
hurt herself.
yo, it was her mother, yo.
Calvin, stop, yo.
It was her mother, yo.
So did they? Were they in like negligee? Did they have pasties on? What pasties?
Yeah, yo, yeah, yo. It
All
was
right,
like
man. Come
so. It was
on.
like so the girl and it was another girl. Those two, they were decent, but it was her mother, yo. It was like the Walmart of strippers, yo. And I just went
Mommy,
along with it.
mommy, you want to
Like
make some quick money?
we just went along with it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mommy, what you doing tonight? You want to make a quick $100?
yeah. It just and we tipped them too. So yeah, it was just.
That's somebody auntie.
No, yo, it was like somebody grandmother, yo. Like for real, for real. Like, nah, yo. So like, oh, I'm gonna give you a great example. So she was a little lighter, but you know how you call Ann Nesby Shirley Caesar? That's what
Yeah.
you would have thought of her. You'd have been like,
You
yo,
thought
she
she
looked
was
like
Shirley Caesar?
well, you would have
You
looked
thought
at
she was Ann Nesby?
no, I thought she looked like because this was a Saturday night. It looked like she should have been ready for the deacon board the next morning. Like she was,
Stop,
yeah,
yo.
yeah, yeah. It was, it was pretty bad.
Oh, stop. I'm just trying to hear that conversation. Mommy, Ma, what you doing tonight? You want to make
Yo,
$100?
it was pretty bad, yo. It was pretty bad, yo. It was her mother, yo. It was her mother was a
Well,
stripper, yo. Her
well,
mother was one
Shirley
of the three strippers.
Shirley Caesar came over there trying to drop it like it was hot. She was over there kind of, I don't even want to call it a twerk. She just had her hands up in the air doing something. And they come up in there and Vi, oh my God. Her Vi and Shirley Caesar, I think, are the same age. You can't fool me on this one. I
I was
think
asking
Vi and Shirley
why
Caesar are the
does
same
Vi
age.
think I was asking why does Vi think she's so sexy, yo?
Right.
Why
Vi,
Vi be
right,
dressing in Fashion Nova?
right. Vi, you trying to carry it like girl. Like, what are you doing, Vi?
Vi need to go sit her ass down.
I'm like, Vi, you know you smelling like Ben Gay up in here. You gonna stop.
Bengay and white diamonds.
Right. Got a tube of lube in her purse. So Vi up in here. I don't know what Vi do. But you know, your girl Darla. Now let's talk about Darla. Darla got it rough, yo. Darla, she's got light skin first world problems. She saw old girl from back in the day, and old girl went and told Blue Real Daddy that Darla's around, and Blue Real Daddy he just sent the NDA. And Darla almost had a mini break. Darla almost went and got some crack, but thank God she did not. She went to NA meeting. And so we got to give Darla props. Darla recognized She still ain't tell Ralph. And now, if Ralph Angel Schleprock was doing this, if Schleprock did this, she'd be all over him. You got to tell me everything, rah. You need to tell me, but she ain't tell Slep nothing. And so Slep, he dumb, you know, whatever going on. Hey, Vi, you seen Darla? She late for true appointment. I'm sorry. I've been like, all right, did you smoke crack today? Because you missed our daughter's appointment. And I know you're a former crackhead. So where you been?
She got triggered. She keep hearing over in her head. But I know you're not trying to talk about me and get me messed up.
Right? You crackhead hoe.
bitch, don't be telling everybody that I raped you.
That's all she was hearing in the car. She was like, oh, God.
But no, he sent her a letter. And she was just like, oh my God, he found me. he done. Or is that next week? Is that tomorrow night's episode? Maybe that was in the preview.
It was in last night's. It was in last night's episode.
Yeah. He done
he
found me. He done found me. But I mean, we knew he found her anyway because he called her. Like, I don't understand why she so. You already scared. You know he found. But just be like, I would have just been like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Just leave me alone.
All he did was he went to friends and talked to his son. Yo, what's your mother address? Just give me. What's your mom address? I'm your dad. What's your mom address?
He went to Blue, was like, what's your mother address? Blue was like, who is you, Mo? I don't be giving that John out like that, Mo.
Yeah, I forgot Blue DC now. So Blue DC. So he ain't giving that address. And so Darla, she almost went under. I was a little scared for a minute because, I was like, is she outside of a liquor store or is she in Cracktown? Does she feel like she's gonna go do?
First of all, what is Cracktown?
Maybe she was in the parking garage thing where she went. I don't know where Cracktown is down there in the parish, but maybe she was in that booth. She was
sitting in that car. She might have had flashbacks of the booth. She on the phone. The dude call and be like, bitch, and she be like, hold on a minute.
Right.
That'd be $350. Yo, leave Darla alone. Darla is upset.
Did you get it validated?
Darla is upset because don't nobody believe in her. Darla was like, we can buy the mill and we can use the mill. And then she had her friend homeless yo say, homeless yo was like, I don't know why y'all not listening. What she's saying is we can use it as collateral. It was like, yo, you ain't even got no house. Right. So, well, we ain't even listening to you.
They looked at her and they was like, okay, so like we were saying, this don't make no sense.
And Darla was sitting there like, and then that's when she went and told Vi, I wish everybody saw me like you see me. But wait, when her and Vi was sitting there talking and Vi wanted to comfort her, and remember they got her a piece of pie? That pie was this thin. Who eats a flat? It looked like pizza. The flat ass pies. Ain't nobody buying them flat ass pies.
Because Joaquin got to go to school now. Because Joaquin can't be back there making the pies. That's what happened.
That must be it. But then she shouldn't have had Menudo in their house. If Menudo gonna be in your house, then you need him making records or something. Get in there and make them pies or something.
Bro, I'm like, yeah, Darla's been having it rough, but Darla, she has not gone back to the cashier's booth. She has stayed within herself. She went to
hasn't gone to Cracktown.
She hadn't gone to Cracktown.
Wherever
Cracktown is, she has not gone there. I was worried about it. I'm like, she about to go to Cracktown. And so Darla held on. And she didn't go to Cracktown. And so Ralph Angel, he already, Ralph Angel, you just tell Schlep Rock anything. But then again, let's go back to the co-op. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to anything Ralph Angel saying. I don't care if you bring Darla out here or not. He coming here, yeah, y'all. I got a new idea. I know what happened to our last idea. Landry came in and whatever, and so let's do this. I feel like Ralph Angel, get out of here. I don't want to hear nothing else out of you.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear
The,
you present nothing.
your team is the homeless girl, the former crackhead,
Right.
and you, Mr. Can't Grow No Crops. First of all, that's another thing. This is called Queen Sugar, and you was Queen No Crops. How did you even make it through all these seasons? If you, what's that called? Nepotism? This is a
Yes, it's
true
nepotism.
case of nepotism because Ralph Angel ain't grown nothing
The whole
since day one.
since they went, he had Charlie. Charlie kept on bailing them out.
Exactly.
She kept on cutting checks. Yeah, you keep on going to Charlie and whatnot. That's why her overbite, she never was able to address that overbite she had. Because she's always writing checks for Schlep Rock. Because Schlep Rock losing all the money.
Charlie did have some big ass teeth, though.
She did.
I thought maybe Charlie was out there eating the crops. She might have been out there chewing that motherfucker up. That's why they had her. She was
Charlie
out there.
like, Ralph Andrew, I gotta write another check again.
You saw how when she raced him, she was flying down there like she knew the land.
I ate these crops before. I think Cracktown is behind the crops. And so, but speaking of Cracktown and light skins, your boy Micah. Micah is just a real big disappointment, Calvin. He's avoiding his parents after selling them out for NFT money. He's out here doing ecstasy with the other ambiguously gay guy. And he just really doesn't have it. It's like, is he 12 again? Or he was in high school when the show first started. Is he like in ninth grade again? I mean, this is a guy that's pledged. This is a guy that's had guys try to bone him, and he's been able to maintain. But he can't say no to ecstasy. He can't say no to exploiting his parents. When did all of this pity come upon Micah?
Now, so I talked about this last week, and he actually said it to his grandmother. Remember, I kept saying it's like he's trying to fit in somewhere. His dad's a superstar ball player. His
Get
mom is,
over it. His
and
dad ain't
but he
scored a
literally
basket
said
in
that.
20 years.
But he said it. He said, "Dad's a great ball player. Mom is famous, and where do I fit in?" And that's it. Mike is struggling with his own identity. Remember, he was struggling with that sexual identity first, but now he's just struggling with an identity. It's just like he wants to fit in. There's no reason for him to have been doing ecstasy with them guys. That guys didn't mean him. They didn't want
Right.
anything from him except more dirt on his mother to make them money. But you saw as soon as they start act like they were accepting him, he was all like, "Yeah, it's all fun and games until grandma come in here and snatch your ass up."
Now that's
You,
David's mother.
yeah, that's Dave.
Okay.
No, no, no,
All right.
no, 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 no. That's Charlie's mother. That's
Oh,
Charlie's
that's
mother.
right. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Charlie
that's
mother
Charlie's
slept
mother.
with Ralph Angel daddy. That's how we got Charlie. Okay.
She rolled up in there and was
I
like, "Let's
know.
go."
And she
Mike
had a
was like,
little
"Chill, chill, chill, chill. That's my grandmother. Chill, chill."
she like, yeah, cause you up in here acting a fool. She had definitely like, you could tell she had been with a black guy because she had a lot of this in her, and so she like, yeah, your mother done sent me up here to Hollywood to get you, and you acting crazy. Let me get my hand in here. You acting crazy, and you up here up in the hills acting dumb. I'm gonna have to come in here and read people. Yeah, Ma, she didn't had a couple pieces of fried chicken, grandma. So his Nana had to get him straight.
She liked the black art. You saw she had a lot of art from black people in there,
Well,
photography from black people, and she
once you,
liked Micah's. And
right.
at least she
Once
was
you go black, you don't go back.
yeah, at least she was the calming source, though. She was kind of like, hitting him with some reality, like, yo, call your parents. Like, what the fuck? Like, you grown. Call your parents. What are you doing? So
Yeah, he's
it's
a
one of
clown.
them. You just gotta grow up. Like, okay, so you messed up. Everybody know you messed up, but why are you avoiding it? You can't run from it. These are your parents. You can't run from it your whole life. Call them. Well, I tried, but call them and call them today.
Call.
Okay.
Ain't no
Okay.
way my mother gonna be paging me or texting me and I ain't respond yet, and she just don't show up out the blue to smack me.
First of all, that I was about to say that's the white part of Charlie, because the
Right,
black part is you better go find him, pop up and beat his tail, no
right.
matter where he is.
I'm about
Yeah,
to.
Mike is
If your
such
grandmother can figure out where you at from seeing these people tag you in the photo, yeah,
yeah. So
black woman have been there.
Mike is such a clown, yo. He's being such a clown this season, these past few episodes. So we'll see how that works
He
out with
was
him.
better when he had PTSD and he was scared of the cops and all that stuff. You know, he was better then. Now he just, I'm like, what's going on with old boy? Now,
Clown.
he a clown. Now your girl Nova. Nova is like Miss Everything. Nova, she's an author. She's an activist. Um, she's a she likes everybody. Nova is free love. She ain't got no color requirements. She ain't got no gender requirements. Nola is um she's anything. Anything you need her to be, that's what she is. And so Nova out here giving history classes talking about cultural appropriation. And of course, because of critical race theory, the people in town are now about to fight Nova. And you know you don't want to fight Nova, because Nova will bring out the spirits. She'll do something to make it work. And so it's always Nova to the rescue.
Yeah, man. And so it was one thing Nova did when she was smoking weed with her homeboy from the first season. It's one thing that she did that I was really like, yeah, Nova doesn't care. Nova is just worldwide. So in one instance, she's talking about black and how everything comes from black, and
Right.
she's real cultural. But when the dude was like, she was like, I got a new man. He was like, is he black? And she's like, yeah. But he was like, I mean, black love is beautiful. She came like, all love is beautiful. It don't matter where you find it, black, white. And I'm just like, okay, but the white boy didn't do you right. But you see the previews, it look like her and Calvin get back together. So I don't know how James Ingram gonna
Mm,
feel about that.
yeah, what now? How that? Because Calvin wife ain't like that. Because Calvin, you remember Calvin wife, red hair for filth, a couple seasons ago. Like you up in
Mm-hmm.
here getting our white men, our good white men. Go back across town and get your black men. But Nova's an equal opportunity chick, and so
She really is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm waiting for her like with an alien. They need to like have an alien come down and like maybe the season finale, and he sees Nova and he asks Nova to marry him, and she says yes, and she goes to Mars. I think why not?
Well, yeah, we'll see. I don't know what Nova's going to do. Like her storyline, I have no idea where her storyline is
Nova,
going.
yeah, it's like
It's
what
all it's all over the
it's the
place.
book. Yeah, it's all over the place. This book is James Ingram. I thought she was getting ready to holler at the chick with the seeds that was the farmer. And
Exactly.
yeah, and then yeah, it's been Nova been
So,
all over the
and
place.
another thing, so we not even going to address Darla not being in the family, making y'all miss out on the bag. Like, so we don't even address that in the next week.
Well,
Like,
they said
Darla
they're gonna
made the
write
whole
Darla out.
family. That's what they need to do. Write her ass out. You know what I mean? That's what they
Oh
need to do.
Lord.
And then when they start getting that money and she want to be a part of it, look at Darla and be like, I said no. I, I said no. I said no. Darla come with her hand out.
Oh, Blue even heard that in DC. Blue like what? Mom said no.
Mom said no, Pop. What'd she say no for?
I said no.
You know that's what she said.
Did she? I said no. I said no.
I tell you, boy, Dollar's having a rough time. I can't believe you said
Yeah,
she went to Cracktown.
she went to crack, and I think she should get an Emmy nomination. She's stretched herself this year. Yeah, she's really stretched herself this year. This character, Darla, is carrying a lot of these storylines in Queen Sugar in this final season, and so
Yeah, because Ralph Angel can't even do that correctly. His ass.
slap rock.
But hey, it looked like next week it's gonna pop off. Well, I keep
Mm-hmm.
saying next week. It look like tomorrow night it's gonna pop off. So I can't
Did
wait to see
Landry
that.
show up? Landry, I know Landry somewhere. If they having a good time, I'm surprised Landry wasn't at the spot, at the real spot, because you know Landry don't like when black people having a good time. Landry shows up. If black people was laughing and joking and having a good time, here come Landry.
Yeah, but they was on their own slave house land. Remember the last time they was trying to be on his land, and
Right.
Landry was like, "Oh no, I hope I ain't interrupting nothing. Get y'all black asses on up out of here." But he let them live. Remember, he let them live. He let them do their
Landry
little.
don't care. He probably owned the real spot. Landry comes like, all right, y'all acting real crazy up in here. You know, I'm the real owner of the land underneath of the real spot.
And then he put him out and bought it up and be like,
Right.
"Sorry, Hollywood." it's,
Yeah, Bobby be looking at him. You know you're wrong.
it's the but you borderlines don't ever want to let stuff go. If you let it go, this might not happen, but you keep pushing and
Mm-hmm.
pushing.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah, so they had to whisper in there because you know he could hear him from the big house up the street. For Landry come down here and shut this down. Shirley sees her up in here twerking. We get in trouble. And
Not
so
Shirley Caesar.
yeah, so hopefully y'all enjoyed both episodes and all. It was great episodes. We're gonna keep it grinding with this. We see what happened to explosive Queen Sugar tomorrow. So tune in. So you already prepped. If you missed last week's episode, we then gave you the synopsis. Now you're ready for tomorrow night.
Now you ready to go into tomorrow night and watch what happens on Queen Sugar? You ready to go back to the next episode of Raising Kanan and watch what
Mm-hmm.
happens there, which I think will be episode 10. So and then we'll see what happens after that. Hey man, you got something you want something for the
I do.
peoples?
I do. You know what? I was on Twitter today, and Twitter is ablaze because of your boy. And I kind of touched on this guy last week, Kanye West. I was saying, Kanye, was out here talking about White Lives Matter. Well, he's gone a step further, and he was on this show called Drink Champs. Some of you know what Drink Champs is. I'm not going to assume all of you know who what it is. Drink Champs is a show. It's hosted by this guy. He's a rapper. His name is Noriega, and his co-host is DJ Effin. And they have people come on. They have alcohol out, and everybody's drinking. They get kind of inebriated, and they have a kind of like a open format interview. It's supposed to be a interview type of format, and people are drunk. And so Kanye, he got on there last week sometime, or the episode that they aired on over the weekend, and he got on and said that George Floyd was killed because the police gave him fentanyl, and that's how he died. He didn't die because the policeman Greg Chauvin had his knee on his neck and on his throat. He died, as Kanye has been promoting, that he died because the police gave him fentanyl. This has been proven to be untrue. It was in testimony that he did not die from, although he had a little fentanyl in the system. He was an addict. This was known. He did not die as a cause of fentanyl overdose. He died because of the abuse that was put on him by the police officer with his weight of his knee and his body on his neck. And so, I guess my real issue is with Noriega because he's been on the apology tour today. He's called in the Breakfast Club. He's called in a couple shows talking about he's apologizing. He said that pretty much he didn't want anything to be hurtful. And he said, while condemning some, and I'm reading from his quote, he says, while condemning some of Ye's views, Nori also mentioned that Ye's comments were hurtful to the family of George Floyd. And as a matter of fact, they're considering suing Kanye for slander. And so this is what Nori said. He says, I just want to be honest. I support freedom of speech. I support anybody not being censored, but I do not support anyone being hurt. I did not realize that George Floyd's statements on my show were so hurtful. And you got to realize it was the first 5 minutes of the show when he walked in, and we were already drunk. We got to stop having these shows, yo. These shows, what's the purpose of having a show where you get drunk or high and then you just have these free-flowing conversations, especially with someone who has mental illness? To me, one is triggering because people who have addicts in their family, you've seen what the effects of drugs and alcohol does on family members who are addicted, or even your own body. And to think that you could have a format like this, and we support this format. If you want to see the clip, go see the clip. They say it's a 3-hour show that was taped, and he said a lot. But to me, we just got to stop all this slander. We got to stop, these. To me, it's lowbrow. It's nothing. If you just want to take your friends getting high, getting drunk, then just do that. But yeah, Nori and this whole thing, the apology, he was happy because he got more views on the website than they've ever had before. This is one of their highest viewed interviews that they've had. And yeah, let's start with the inebriation shows. Maybe we should call it cirrhosis of the liver champs or addiction champs. I don't know, but it's dumb. And you're
So
giving platforms to people who are harmful.
So I don't necessarily agree with it, only because I think shows like Drink Champs, and Drink Champs, actually, I know it started as a podcast, and I thought that's
Mm-hmm.
what their main thing was, a podcast. I think so those shows should be entertaining. The problem isn't the show or the format of the show. The problem is when you bring on guests that aren't there just to entertain and have fun. It's just like when we kick it. You know what I mean? If you
Right.
just want to talk and kick it, and you've been there, just hanging with the guys, you all drinking and you get a little
Mm-hmm.
drunk or whatever, and y'all, it's just funny
That's different.
content.
Yeah.
It's entertaining content. But when you bring someone like Kanye on who has an agenda, that's when it starts getting a little muddled, and that's when you start having to bring out apologies, and he's saying things that could get him sued. So I think you got to know your guests, and you got to set some boundaries. And you also got to, if it starts getting to that point, you got to try to steer that away. So I think that's the mistake
Yeah, and,
that
and they just
Drink
basically were
Champs
sitting
made.
there like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
So
can't. I mean, even the thing when they had Irv Gotti on there. I mean, you're talking about Ashanti and I mean, you don't know what type of relationship Ashanti's in now, or how maybe she's
exactly,
moved on her
but
life, and this
but
guy's
that makes
dumping because he's yeah,
Irv Gotti look stupid.
it
Like that makes
does.
yeah,
But I'm just saying this format to me is just not. If you want to have in-depth interview, talking, all that stuff, then let's get a different format than people getting drunk and then they're saying hurtful things.
yeah. It should just be for the laughs and for the
Right.
entertainment.
If it's
It
just
should
for the
never get
comedy,
yeah.
yeah,
It should never
do
get
it like the wings
anything.
thing when the people come in to eat the hot wings and all that stuff. Oh, that's funny. Their mouth is burning. Or do it like Drunk History. You ever seen Drunk History?
Oh, Drunk History is one of my favorite
Yeah,
shows.
do it like Drunk. It's
The Harriet Tubman episode is one of the best things that
they've done
ever
the
came.
history of hip hop. Just
Yeah.
do it as a fun thing. Okay, there's no harm in that. But this other thing, you got people in here confessing, saying stupid stuff. I ain't like
Yeah.
so and so, and this
It's
person did this, and
it's and it's also difficult because you really can't in a show like that. You kind of going off the top. You really can't
right.
monitor what they're gonna say. But when they do say something, you can try to stem. And I'm not going to say they haven't because I've never actually. I probably only listened to Drink Champs maybe once or twice, and it was really entertaining when I listened to it. So maybe they have gotten into shows where people have
Mm-hmm.
gone a little too far and they said something maybe this time they just did not for whatever reason. But it's funny you bring up Kanye because it kind of goes into what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know, so Kanye's best friend now seems to be Candace Owen, and
Yeah.
she has gotten him lined up to purchase Parler. Which is owned
Mm-hmm.
by her husband, and Parler is a social media site, something like Facebook for the strong, real hard right wing conservatives to get off, to get on
Okay.
and converse. And Donald Trump was
From the
actually a
Maccas.
part of pushing that, pushing that on. But
Mm-hmm.
now, and not now, but her husband owns that, so they have Kanye West lined up to purchase that. But what I want to talk about is more of these far right wing conservatives. I do not know, and I posted this on Facebook today. I do not understand how anyone is supporting Herschel Walker as a U.S. senator. I just don't understand it. So, number one, you can't even understand them, and I hate to be stereotypical or hypocritical, but when you listen to him, you cannot understand what he's talking about. I don't know if that's his deep South dialect. I don't know if that's the hits that he's taken. Now,
Mm-hmm.
make no mistake, Herschel Walker, the athlete, no issues with whatsoever because the boy is one of the greatest college running backs ever. Went to the USFL, then came to the NFL, and he did okay. But one of the greatest college players
Mm-hmm.
ever. Not only can you not understand what he says, but he's literally his thoughts just make absolutely no sense. Just a real quick example: when he was in the debate against Raphael Warnock, who's the Democratic nominee, Raphael said something and took a shot at him. I don't pretend to be in the police department. This guy pulls
Yeah, I saw
out
that.
a badge, and come to find out, and they even interviewed him about the badge. He believes, literally believes, that he's part of the police department. They can call on him anytime they want to. And he says he's helped them, he's taught classes and all, which that is fine. But they even showed him, the interview even showed him that you're not supposed to use these badges. They're ceremonial badges, they're not real badges. You're not supposed to be flashing these badges around. Like, I don't understand what it's just a lot of and if you listen to him, none of his thoughts coincide together. He's just all over the place. And
He's
this
crazy.
is who you want to be the senator of Georgia. And see, the US senator, and you don't necessarily want him. You just want to get the Senate in the favor of Republicans because right
Mm-hmm.
now it's not. So that's what you're just trying to tip the balance of power. When he came out, and this is the last thing I'll say about him. When he came out and talked about having making the girl have an abortion, which he's supposed to be strongly against, the girl came on TV, a Republican. I guess she has her own show, like a podcast or a broadcast, like we have. She came
Mm-hmm.
on and said, "I don't care. All I care about is the power. We want him elected so they can shift the balance of power." She literally said it. I do not care about that. None of it. And it's absolutely ridiculous how far people have fallen just to have power. No one cares about the country. They just care about the power. They just care about their interests. They don't care about anything else. And it's
Agree.
absolutely ridiculous, man. And I just hate where this country has fallen to. I'm not going to blame one person, although I would like to. I'm not going to blame one person, but there's a whole heap of supporters that have supported this. So,
White people. I will
well, no,
say
I,
this:
I was thinking more about Mr. 45 himself, but I'm not gonna,
chief of the white people. But I will say this: people say that voting's not important. all those things. If you don't, if you haven't realized in at least in the last 4 years, 5 years that voting means something, maybe you should just go ahead and give back your citizenship and go somewhere else because yeah, it's not now it's more about agenda and moving in certain laws. And Donald Trump did more in 4 years than Barack Obama did in 8. He tilted the court to the right. He put in 3 Supreme Court justices. These are lifetime appointments. And even at the lower courts, he put in an unprecedented number of judges in the lower courts. This all
which
shifts
are
the
other lifetime
with
appointments. They're
a
lifetime.
lifetime appointments. And this is going to impact not only us but our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren. At least 3 generations are going to be affected by the 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency. That's mega. And so
That's MAGA.
that's MAGA. There you go. That's MAGA.
But
That's MAGA. And yeah, y'all. I mean, we got an election coming up in a couple weeks. It's some serious stuff. Don't sit out. Don't sit out. People down in Georgia, if I don't know, somebody maybe in Georgia watches this. Don't sit out. Don't just okay. Well, I'm not going to fill out the ballot. I was listening to a podcast this morning, the Daily New York Times. They're talking about Herschel Walker. As a matter of fact, the episode was about Herschel Walker, and they interviewed some Republicans, and they were saying that they're just going to leave the ballot empty. They're not going to vote for Warnock. They don't like Herschel, but they're just not going to. They would rather just not vote at all. And we can't take those chances. We can't do that. It's too critical. It's too critical.
yeah, and just to piggyback real quick on what Garland said, when he said that Donald Trump did more in 4 years than Barack Obama did in 8 years, one of the reasons is for that isn't because Donald Trump was a better president. It's
Right.
because he had the Senate behind him,
Yeah,
and
Senate behind him.
that's why voting in next month's election is so important. So the presidential election gets all the praise, but it's
Mm-hmm.
really not the most important election. You'll always hear them talk about the down ballots. And this time, we don't have to talk about the down ballots because we're voting, our state is voting for governor, but we're
Right.
also voting for senators, and the country is mostly voting for senators. And this is what we need. We need senators. We need the Democrats to, if nothing else, stay in
Got to
power
control
for
the
the checks
House.
and balances of it.
You gotta
It's
gotta
just,
control the Senate.
yeah, you just,
That yeah, it gives you a chance to
or
get your agenda passed, and it gives you a chance when a court like Obama, he had 8 years and he got one Supreme Court justice in, and he was trying to get the other, and they blocked it because they knew that they were going to get at least 3 seats if they got Trump in, and so the Republicans who had the power blocked it. Trump got in, he had 3 appointments.
that's actually, this is a discussion for another time. That's Sotomayor's fault, but this is a discussion for
Yeah, it
another
does. Yeah,
time.
I'm sorry.
Discussion for another time.
It's a game.
Anyway, so yeah, game's about to come on. We're running over a little bit, so we want to thank you all for joining us. Make sure you join us for the podcast. Listen to our sports podcast. We really
Yeah,
get down and have
man.
a great time. It comes out on Saturdays or Sundays or
We
Fridays,
like to
whenever we put
talk.
it out. But we do it on the weekend. You got to come out. You got not come out. You got to subscribe to it and listen to it. But come back next Monday and join us again when we talk about the next episode of Queen Sugar and the next episode of Raising Kanan. And you might see us Sunday if the Ravens lose. We never know. You can't put nothing past them. Damn, I said no more Ravens talk, so let me stop that. So anyway, it's all things black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. That's my guy, Garland. And we will talk to y'all later.